We hear it whispered in hushed sanctuaries, and we hear it declared with fervor in grand cathedrals. It echoes from synagogues and mosques around the world, but have you ever wondered about the word we often hear at the end of prayers? You know the one, Amen. It's a word woven into the fabric of religious practices. It's a small word, but it carries an enormous weight in religious traditions around the world, and it is used over 70 times in the Bible. Where does the word Amen come from? Have we ever paused to consider the depth of this seemingly simple word? Why do so many people say it regardless of their language or faith? This powerful affirmation, it carries centuries of history and spiritual significance. Does it serve as a bridge, connecting us to the curious overlap of the ancient Egyptian deity, Amun? Join me as we explore the fascinating history, meaning, and evolution of Amen, a word that's both ancient and timeless. We must journey back to its root in the ancient Hebrew language. Amen originates from the Hebrew root amen, which means to confirm, to support, or to be faithful. In the Bible, Amen was used to express affirmation and agreement, essentially saying, yes, that's true, or so be it. Essentially, Amen is a declaration of truth, reliability, and agreement. When pronounced, it carries a weightiness that emphasizes the sincerity of the speaker's words. It's not merely a passive agreement, it's an active declaration of belief. It's a personal pledge to uphold the truth and significance of what has been said. It retains its power to connect us to something greater than ourselves. It often stands alone and serves as a powerful affirmation of a statement or a blessing. One striking example is in translations of Deuteronomy 27. The Israelites respond with Amen to a series of blessings and curses, affirming their covenant with God. The Israelites signified their agreement to the covenant after each pronouncement of a blessing or a curse. This collective affirmation signifies their acceptance of God's laws and their commitment to living by them. It's clear that Amen was more than just a word, it was a declaration of faith, a verbal contract with the divine. In Psalms, Amen often closes prayers and doxologies, as in Psalm 41 verse 13. Blessed be the Lord. Amen and amen. Here it's a seal of affirmation, almost like saying, this is true, let it be so, so be it. Amen didn't stay confined to the Hebrew tradition. Over time, it became central in Christianity and Islam as well. In Christianity, it is used at the end of prayers, hymns, and sermons. It is highly used in personal prayers. Jesus used the word frequently, often doubled, as in Amen, Amen, I say to you, to emphasize the truth of his words. It takes on an even greater significance when he doubled it, as in the Gospel of John, to emphasize the absolute truth of his words, as was done in the Old Testament. It was a powerful way of saying, what I'm about to tell you is not only true but of divine authority. It has universal appeal and roots, transcending both cultural and linguistic differences, which unknowingly does unite people in the shared expression of faith. In Islamic prayers, Amin is similarly used at the conclusion of the Fatiha, the opening chapter of the Quran. This small word transcends languages and traditions, serving as a universal symbol of faith and agreement. Or does it? How many knew what the definition of Amen is? What it actually means when it is being said? Is it a reaffirming of a statement or covenant? Now here's where it gets really interesting. Some have speculated that Amen might be connected to the ancient Egyptian deity Amun, spelled A-M-U-N, also spelled A-M-M-O-N or A-M-O-N. Could this ubiquitous word have originated from the worship of this Egyptian god? When saying Amen in support, are you unknowingly invoking the god Amun? Amun was a major god in Egyptian mythology known as the Hidden One. He represented creation, air, and invisible power, and during Egypt's New Kingdom, he became one of the most powerful deities worshipped as Amun-Ra. So, is there a link between Amun and Amen? While both words sound similar, their origins and meanings are entirely different. Amen comes from Hebrew, while Amun comes from the Egyptian word for hidden. The worship of Amun in ancient Egypt predates the biblical Hebrew use of the word Amen in biblical texts by over a millennium. We can't know for sure if it predates the Hebrew word itself. It is said that the two terms are unrelated in origin despite their phonetic similarity. If the thought is that Amen wasn't translated because it is a universal concept that is a liturgical affirmation, then why don't we know what it means? Why isn't the meaning of Amen more understood? Or why can't more people define the word? Why is the meaning hidden? It is good to ask questions, to understand why it is we say or do certain rituals based upon our affirmed covenants. If many don't know what Amen means, why don't we all just say, "So be it," or "Agreed"? That way there is no confusion or especially no incantations. Let's be extra sure not to awake the Egyptian deity. Can I get an amen? The Egyptian language family, which includes Ancient Egyptian, is distinct from the Afro-Asiatic language family. The Afro-Asiatic language family includes Hebrew. This difference in linguistic ancestry makes it highly improbable that Amen is derived from Amun. It's a case of linguistic coincidence, though there's no denying the intrigue. So how did Amen remain so widespread for thousands of years? Its survival is tied to its simplicity, universality, and adaptability. When Hebrew scriptures were translated into Greek and Latin, Amen was transliterated rather than translated, preserving its original sound. The answer lies in Amun's function and simplicity. So this is the curious thing: why was it transliterated rather than translated? Being transliterated, it retained its original pronunciation across languages like Greek, Latin, and eventually English. Why? Because Amen wasn't just a word, it was a liturgical affirmation, a verbal agreement that transcended language barriers. As Christianity and Islam spread across the world, so did Amen. It's a word that transcends culture and geography while remaining rooted in its original purpose. Why does Amen still matter today? It's more than just a word. It's a connection to the ancient world, a declaration of belief, and a reminder of humanity's shared spiritual journey. It connects us to a shared human experience of seeking meaning, and it connects us with the divine. We yearn for this connection. Let us use our amens with awareness and intention. So be it. The next time you say amen, whether in prayer or agreement, think about the millions of voices that have spoken it before you, and the countless more that will continue to do so. Thank you for joining me on this journey through history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you found this interesting.